Draw the pictures in my head of you and I. Fall in love before the ink is dry. Hang on to all the words that you might never say, 'cause it gets me through my day. Oh, and every single time I think about you, baby, I get shaken up, oh, I can't breathe. You can do anything you want to me, baby, and I need oh, I ain't gonna leave.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Apes up a ton. Hope you guys bought Monday or even Tuesday. We talked about it both days. Obviously, Monday would have been the best point to buy if you hadn't bought previously. I'd been dollar cost averaging personally. I think a lot of people did the same, honestly, just leading up to this land sale they're going to do. Let's go ahead. I'll bring in the other guys. Yo, what's up, guys?
What's up? Hey, what's up, man?
What's up? Ape coin up a good amount, which is good.
Hell yeah.
Throughout the past couple days.
Bounced off 17, it's holding strong right around 16.
Yeah, maybe we'll see a little bit more of an opportunity before the announcement. Everyone's expecting it today, so if it doesn't happen today, then maybe we see it come down a little bit. I think that would happen.
And I was chatting with some people. I was talking to Kyle and a few others. I believe that the date of deployment for the original Bored Ape Yacht Club mint contract and the date that mint started was the 22nd or 23rd. So yeah, if the announcement today, and then they were to announce the land sale possibly on their 1-year anniversary since the original mint, I think that would all make a lot of sense, and fingers are totally crossed.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
I'm just surprised. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, bro.
No. What are you surprised about?
I'm surprised at how the blue chip NFTs are holding at their current floor levels, even if there is this max, liquidity event happening with Ape. Like Mutant's holding 31 plus floor. Bazooki's holding pretty strong between like 24 and 26. Doodles are still holding on between like 14 and 17. Clones seem to be having some really strong support between 16 and 18. So I'm more just surprised. Typically we'd see people taking a lot of profit to do this, but now that tax season is kind of behind us, I think people are looking out for what the rest of the year might look like, and definitely it feels like people are more risk on right now than being much like they were in the past couple of weeks, which may have been more conservative. We've got Moonbirds holding at like a 20.9. They're bouncing between like 19 and 21 right now. So yeah, everything is up. It's interesting.
Yeah, and let's not forget the opportunity that you're gonna have when the land sale goes off and like the mutants are allocated and all that stuff. I think it'll be similar to the Ape coin distribution, most likely, where we see mutant sell off. They sold off last time. I think it was like floor, I want to say at the time of Ape was like 22 or 23. And it tanked below, I think, 15 Ethereum within a few hours.
Yep.
So
yeah, and bounced hard on, ripped.
If you're looking for an opportunity to enter on a mutant, you'll have, I think, a much better opportunity once people get their land and then they sell their mutant. Obviously, who knows if that's a good idea to buy or not after that. There's no telling. But if you're bullish on NFTs and you want to get into a real blue chip, then mutant floor should come down, I think, close to 20, honestly, after this land sale. If it's the same way where you don't need your mutant, it's not going to do anything for you to have it still for land or something. But who knows? You may need to keep it for whatever reason, or like it may be very beneficial.
Do you think Bored Apes retrace down back below 100?
Yeah, if you don't need them. If it's not like, if you have your mutant in your land, then you can, I don't know, let's just be stupid and say you can farm your land with a mutant and gain Ape. I don't know, I'm just, just if you don't need it and it's similar to the Ape token airdrop, then I could see them retracing back to where we saw previous supports. Maybe like, I feel like there's some support, obviously around 20, and then I don't know, maybe 90, 80, 90 is seem like a support for the Bored Ape Yacht Club. I don't know why, but
I'm really curious to see what the value, like what these land plots, that ape holders, etc., what the market actually deems the value is, because the market is really omniscient in the sense of knowing it always prices stuff in so properly.
yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, if these land plots are only maybe going for 5 to 10 ETH on secondary, then maybe the Bored Ape Yacht Club floor would, only fall to 105 or 108. I have no idea. But I guess it really, I'm curious to see where these things launch at in terms of secondary sales.
If you guys remember, after the ape token was distributed, I believe Bored Apes went down to 75
70
at the
something.
lowest point.
Yep.
Yeah,
and then
that's
shot
crazy.
to 90 within like a few hours.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. So that's a
Yep.
play there. I'll be looking for that play on mutants, depending how far they go down. You'll see if you see a overcorrection or whatever. The volume overall over 100 million again. So that's good to see. Again, we're staying over 100 million here the past, how many days has it been? Since the 15th, so the 16th, Moonbird's Day, where you had 151. We've been over 100 million every day since. So see what happens today. All right, let's see. Coinbase launching their beta NFT platform. I'm like still a million away from getting in on this. It's pretty cool from what I saw from people's pictures, how it's like a chat almost.
Yeah, it's like a social
Instagram-ish.
site.
Yeah.
Social site integrated with the OpenSea type scrolling and browsing and marketplace platform. It's cool. I mean, we'll see if it catches on, if the social aspects of it actually catch on, if people are really commenting and liking and stuff like that. It's possible. I think it's cool and it's clean. If once you get through Q, definitely shop around for like a good username, because there's a lot available.
Yeah, like you got Nut.
Yeah, I got @nut, which is funny.
really
and a
good.
friend of ours got @whale.
Yeah.
There's a lot of OG ats available, so pretty cool stuff.
Oh.
Like I know Gui, Fees, all these are available.
Coinbase NFT just tweeted the mint for NBA times NFT is now live. I'm not sure what that means. The volume, Kaio had said in chat, the volume for Bored Ape Yacht Club over 500,000 Ethereum, and that's pretty
Unbelievable.
cool.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. I do wonder if like the social aspect, like you guys said, will actually influence more people to get involved in NFTs. The interesting thing, I believe, Garrett, you said that all of your NFTs from your hidden folder were kind of out in the open now.
Yeah.
I saw that with some other people's too.
Pretty
So
ugly.
it does look like there's a lot of junk projects that are already supported on there, which is kind of surprising to me. But yeah, we'll definitely see where that goes. I think, McKay, you were saying it kind of looked like Instagram to you.
Yeah, it's super similar to Instagram. There's like Garrett said, there's commenting, liking, and then the UI itself looks just like if you're scrolling through Instagram's like desktop website, where at least on their browse page, which is like a tab-based website, on their browse page you can just scroll and you have like 3 landers and just hype projects. I assume it's like organized by volume or something. I have no clue, but yeah, it's sweet. It looks really cool.
I did notice the floors are all over the place. Like they're quite inflated. So maybe people are trying to catch some unknowing new
Yeah,
NFT buyers,
exactly. I was wondering if there's any sales going on here.
but I don't know. Interesting.
Yeah. Huh.
Hopefully they'll roll it out to the general public in a timely fashion. But they did take quite a while to roll it out to just the beta users, so might be a little
Christmas
bit of
this
time.
year.
As a beta user, we intend to give as much data back to their team as possible to get this rolled out to the general public.
Shut the hell up. All right, let's go to the next thing. We're on Solana already.
We got McKay leading away with a 10 soul challenge. So McKay, take it away. Let us know what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, basically stopped from it. I stopped doing NFTs for about 2 months because I just kept losing on ETH plays. And after selling Azuki at 2.8, I just realized NFTs probably weren't for me. So I kind of took a step back and was still, I mean, I've probably learned more about NFTs in the past 2 months without actively trading them than I'd ever known before while I was trading them, just because it's kind of given me, I mean, I think this is kind of a bigger lesson to everyone else is like getting out of NFTs, actively trading them like on a day by day basis kind of gives you more exposure to the macro sense of the market. And it kind of allowed me to start looking at volume and start looking at other projects, which I wouldn't have found, you know, if I was heavily invested in something like Azuki, where all I'd be paying attention to is Azuki's Discord, Azuki's volume, Azuki's hype. And so, yeah, I'm kind of taking a new strategy. We have a ton of members who are all over Solana. Obviously, Slump kills it with Solana plays and calls. And thought, I knew that my entrance back in the NFTs would be something lower risk like Solana. And so I put like 1,000 into Solana yesterday, basically started a 10 soul challenge. There's dozens of members who are going to follow along with it. Some of them have 4 soul, some of them have 20 soul, but we're just going to see where we can take it. I'm going to try to stay out of Whitelist, so I'm not going to mint through Whitelist just to keep it fair for everyone. And try to be fairly low risk, hopefully gain what I've learned through Aiden's strategy on ETH that I can kind of try to reflect on this is gaining exposure in multipliers to certain projects that we think are a little lower risk in hopes of selling them and getting a greater return, as opposed to just buying one NFT that might go from 1 to 1.5 SOL and scalping it. My strategy is going to be more volume based. So that's what I'm going to try to do. And I really like that we have members who are actively encouraged and excited to participate. So that's the plan, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it doesn't hit 0.
You got this, bro.
Yeah.
I will do my best to lead you in the right direction.
Let's go.
Yeah, I think this is good for. I'm excited to watch this too. I'm going to participate as well. I'm excited because Sol is something I've always wanted to get more into. Obviously, my focus has been on ETH. But I think we've definitely, I've almost felt like I've dropped the ball on Sol because I know there have been some really great opportunities. So definitely looking for more exposure. So excited to follow along.
Sounds cool. Okay, I
Yeah.
have the Dead Rejects pulled up right now, which was project yesterday.
Yep. So this was my big one yesterday. We're looking good so far. We broke Solana basically with this one for a little while yesterday, which was interesting to see. Volume on these is insane. Floor price right now I'm seeing about 6, which from I think a lot of guys bought in around 4 to 5, which is still good. Their staking is coming next week on the 27th as of now. The cool thing about that is that it was originally slated to be a $90,000 liquidity pool, which isn't a small amount, but I've seen bigger, right? And then they had said that every month 90% of the secondary royalties were also going to be pumped into that liquidity pool. So now that secondary volume is so high, and the royalties were actually pretty high too. I think they were like 11.5% for the creator fee. So there's a ton of volume going into that liquidity pool from secondary sales. So I think the staking is probably going to be pretty decent, much better than I expected. But yeah, I mean, I love the art on these guys. I wound up pulling a crazy rare legendary one at like rank 118. It was so sick. We got a bunch of guys buying into this one. These guys look like, I don't know, there's like some fungus or some like melting stuff going on in like the artwork. It looks really cool. But yeah, they also announced some stuff this morning. They were teasing last night to kind of draw some more hype. They're going to be doing something along the lines of fractionalization with other blue chips. They haven't said too much about it, but they're working with a company called Strive Social, which is a startup in India. It's a venture capital fund. And it's kind of, they didn't offer too much, so it looks like they're going to let you, I think, put up your blue chip stuff that you have for some sort of fractionalization payout. which looks cool. And they're saying that the rejects are going to have some sort of role in that. So I'm personally excited to see how that looks. I'm still torn on if I want to hold or sell. But this was, as everyone knows, a big one for me. I was super excited for it, so I kind of want to hold it. But there's also a lot more coming.
You're rare, right? You got the rare and you haven't sold?
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was thinking about, like you said, we were talking yesterday, you said sell that one and buy some at the floor, which is another option I'm looking at. But I don't know. You'll eventually be able to like mutate these down the line, similar to how like the D gods went to dead gods, I think. So I don't know. I think if these gain more traction than they already have, they have lots of room to grow. And not that I'm holding based on this fact, but there's no influencers in it yet. And I feel like now that these guys are at the front page of Magic Eden and made such a loud bang from the start, it's got some real potential to kind of attract that, which is another thing I'm looking out for.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think...
Staking,
go ahead.
With staking type stuff, I don't love holding a rare unless it's like a project like Moonbirds where they've announced that they'll be like giving away things and airdrops or specific benefits because of like the traits and rarities that they have. So that's why I recommended selling. But I don't know. I mean, I like doing the volume strategy, getting a couple of things if I can, especially if I hit something rare. But yeah, I think it'll work out for the end anyway. Sounds like people are really paying attention to this one.
Are we buying this in the 10 Soul Challenge?
I'm still watching it. These popular projects, and I'm going to bring up Dolly's from I think 2 weeks ago. They basically did super well at the start, but people kind of, I guess myself included, kind of rushed in a buy. So I might be looking to buy these in a day or two when things kind of calm down. We have the Stone Frogs coming up on Friday. That's another huge one that I think is going to shift attention away from this. And I think if there's any buying opportunity there, it's going to be in a day or two. I'm not buying anything yet.
Okay.
I like the 4 to 5 range more than I like the 6 range.
Gotcha. Okay. What about these Miners of Mars that we looked at yesterday? It seemed like they're sitting at 1.5-ish for a minute here.
Yeah. So those minted this morning super early. Or maybe not super early, but for me early. Like 8 a.m. I had found out about this one only a day or two ago, so I guess they announced it a while back and didn't say it again. The whitelist allocation was 3 per person, so these minted out completely to whitelist, and I had no idea. I had whitelist and I didn't even get to mint, so I'm a little biased in saying I don't want anything to do with these now. And I imagine anyone new to the project is probably thinking somewhat the same. But I mean, they pumped up to I think 1.9 pretty quick. Had I minted these, I would have just been quick flip again anyway. So, you know, what's done is done. Not really looking back at it. But yeah, I mean, it was a cool project. The head artist is an ex-Marvel comic artist. They look like they're building some sort of lore here. But I don't think it'll be relevant in a week. Just one of the bigger mints today. It's a slower mint day, leading up to Friday.
Okay. Sounds good. Did you have any others?
Yeah, so there's Everseed today.
Yeah, here we go.
So this one looks awesome. It's a game, but as with most NFT games, it's not ready yet, which is kind of a big deal. You ever play Bloons Tower Defense? You know that game?
No.
I used to play that like for 4 years. Yep.
Great game, right? It's
an amazing game.
It's like a tabletop tower defense game, and you have to set up these different weapons and systems.
Gosh, I forgot about it. Yeah.
Oh my god, it was so fun.
They had a bunch of Warcraft mods called Tower Defense like that, where you had to stop.
It's similar to that. Yep.
That's cool.
So this looks like
it's like a wave-based.
Yeah.
CD6.
Yeah.
Here it is.
Huge hit in like mobile game world, I guess. And this one looks really well fleshed out. The development team is really solid. I think they've got, funny you bring up Warcraft, I think they have ex-Blizzard developers working on it. So this mint is interesting. If you mint it today, you get what's called an elixir. You can't sell that elixir, but you use that elixir on think Thursday, no, whatever day of the week the 24th is, you start to build your avatar, or maybe it's the 22nd. I'm mixing my days up. Anyway, once you build your avatar, you then get it on the 26th, and then you could sell it. And then in terms of their roadmap down the line, I think they have a closed beta test later, I think in Q4, which isn't close. So I don't know. I'd probably be just quick flipping into the hype of this one for now and maybe looking back at it in a few months when the game is ready. But yeah, it's got a huge following, tons of demand. It's pretty much going to go entirely to Whitelist. I thought they had a public sale. Admittedly, I didn't really know about this project until a day or two ago. Some of our collaborators had put it on my radar. So it looks like you had to almost register to be in the public sale and chat in their server, which I don't see a way to do right now. So that might create some FOMO secondary hype, but I think it's going to be kind of short-lived, at least until the game comes out. But I mean, if they can manage to keep their, interest in their customers and keep stuff previewed and keep the demand by then, I see this doing well long term. Game looks really, really well made.
Yeah, hopefully the game is real and is fun. Yeah, I guess we'll see on this one. Price of 1 Solana may be a good opportunity too, just for a quick flip.
Yeah, it's super cheap.
Yeah.
Yep. So, if you have Whitelist,
what's up, Rev
definitely
Plug?
Worth minting.
See you talk there in the chat. Cool. And then this one is the one I'm most hyped about, just because I did really well on Mindfolk. So I want to get back into the project, and this is obviously an easier way to do that.
So this one's actually minting tomorrow, but I think it's going down early morning, so I want to talk about it a bit now.
Going down.
There's really honestly not even much to say, though. I mean, it's a blue chip project's next iteration. I know you love the art of these guys. Floor on the original collection is, I think, 100 SOL right now. I don't really know where these settle at. So this goes 100% to Whitelist. There's only 666 supply. The only way to get Whitelist was to basically use the wood token to win a raffle, from what I see. Maybe some in-server giveaways. So we're going to be potentially looking for some secondary action here, but it's so tough to judge where it's going to open up. I was looking at their other collections. They have stuff at 8 SOL, they have stuff at 50 SOL, and it's all just as limited and just as important to the ecosystem. So it's going to kind of be like we'll see what happens when it happens situation. So I'll be watching closely there. I don't think it's going to be cheap. But we'll see. In terms of utility, I don't really think it matters as much right now, just because it's such a well-known and successful project. But all they've said is that it's just going to play a role in their ecosystem, and I imagine that means something along the lines of staking and different benefits and whatnot. But yeah, definitely one to look out for.
Cool. Yeah, I think these are sick.
Well, it's going to be a game time decision on what we're doing there.
I'm going to try to buy if it's like around 10 or under 10 SOL.
Yeah, for sure. That's an easy buy, honestly, if it gets that low. But yeah, I have no idea.
20 prepared, but depending what happens, we'll see. Oh, so it's a 6.6 mint price. Oh, yep. Yeah, this is going to be 20-ish. I got to get ready for that.
Yeah, I think it'll, like most projects, it'll dump initially, just as people try to take their easy profit. But then, with such a small supply, I feel like 3 sales and you could be up 10 SOL, depending on how it goes. It's so hard to predict without seeing it.
Yeah. Cool. We'll talk about this one tomorrow more. Let's see. We've got nothing else Solana-wise. Sneakers, we've got the foam runners, the Sage, and the Sulfurs. Do we want to talk about these coming up on Friday?
Yeah, they wrote it on on Adidas Confirm this morning. Should just be a really standard release on Friday, so we'll have a release guide out tomorrow. But that's about it.
I think it's a restock. This is a recent pair, but they're running it back, it looks like, right?
Yeah, they're running it back. I think either Sulfurs or Stone Sages have released before. One of them has, and one of them is the first drop.
It was the Sage. Just
Yeah.
on Sage for the older
Sick.
pair. I say older as if it wasn't like a month ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Typical play activity.
Yeah. Both profitable in all sizes.
Oh, one thing I didn't include. You guys want to talk about Koi a little bit and how you guys are going to start using it again? Is that worthwhile?
The bot?
Yeah, the bot. We have a group buy now, or coming
Oh,
up.
yeah, we can talk about it. I mean, just yeah, I mean, there's not a ton to say. We're gonna do some group buys, or we're gonna do a few group buys with them here in the next couple weeks. I mean, honestly, I just set it up this morning when I got a key for the Fanatics raffle, plugged in 2 CAPTCHA, and it was like very efficient to enter. I guess they had some issues with like address bans last drop. I think Fanatics is gonna start getting really strict with this raffle system that they just pushed. I really don't know much about that bot as it is, but it seems good. So
Seems like
We're getting-
Fanatics clip already. Every bot
Yeah.
adding it. So
every bot, yeah, exactly. And
that site's
mean,
done for, at least for now.
yeah, it's done. So yeah.
Interesting. Cool.
Cool. I want to show off something for people who get annoyed on Twitter real quick, just kind of random. You guys know how to like mute all those people that ping you on Twitter? Do you
Yes,
guys
I
get
think
those?
they just added this feature, right?
how do you do that?
I don't know, but maybe. You go to your settings and privacy. I guess I mean, have you guys done this ever?
Not yet. I saw someone tweet it this morning, though.
Yeah, so settings and privacy on Twitter, privacy and safety, and then mute and block. So you mute and block, and then you'll go to muted notifications, and you'll turn on for people who haven't confirmed their email and who haven't confirmed their phone number, because those bot accounts won't have confirmed their email and won't have one or the other. See what it does there. Pretty cool. Really helpful, so you don't get stupid notifications all
It just
day.
came up out of nowhere, huh?
Non-stop, dude.
Yeah.
So
Sweet.
yeah, just some real good alpha there to end the show. Yeah, I got nothing else. We'll see what happens today with APE, if anything. Yeah, I got nothing else.
Sounds good, man.